now, and it is time for our open mic segment here. We do this every Wednesday at 11 a.m., and I am very excited to bring to you today Gabe Schillman. I met Gabe a couple weeks ago at Founders Open Mic, invited him out to Thornapple's Open Mic, and it's been just amazing getting to know him ever since. Welcome, Gabe.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So it kind of blew my mind. We were just talking a little bit right before we got on the air. You've been performing for over 22 years, but took a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I got started here in Grand Rapids back in the late 90s, playing with a Christian rock and roll band. And we had some great local success. We had a ton of fun. We recorded a little 5-song EP with Barry Blair from the band Audio Adrenaline. He flew up from Nashville, and that kind of started it all. Now here I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you get into the music here real quick, and then we'll talk a little bit more after this. But This is Gabe Schillman here on 88.1 FM, WYCE.
Bar seat, there's a stranger in silence, sipping dark beer, and there's a quiet pain inside his old blue eyes. They ask if he's from this town, he just shakes his head and looks down. No, but I knew a girl one time. It seems he fell in love once with a girl who loved for 6 months before running off to chase her dreams and doubts. And he's been sitting here waiting, hoping, praying for the day when she walks through the door that she walked out. And on that thought he sighs. He says, I know just what she's after. A little heart thump, a little laughter, a little light 'em up and throw 'em back. Here's to life. Those late nights and those good times are gonna get old. She's gonna think twice. She'll come running home to be my wife. And I'll be waiting right here behind this cold, dark beer. I look up at the bar mirror, realize there's no one else here, and that stranger on the bar stool looks like me. But he's looking so much older, unkempt with fallen shoulders. Eyes are dark like they ain't slept in weeks. Someone told me to move on, accept the fact that you're gone. But I've got faith you'll be back someday. If I can hold on a little longer, if I can just be a little stronger, I'll get that chance to see your face. And on that thought I sigh, 'cause I know just what you're after. A little heart thump, a little laughter, a little line 'em up and throw 'em back. Here's to life. Those late nights and those good times are gonna get old, you're gonna think twice. You'll come running home to be my wife. And I'll be waiting right here behind this cold, dark beer. I'll be waiting right here behind this cold, dark beer. I'll be waiting right here behind this cold, dark beer. There you go.
Gabe Schillman here on 88.1 FM WYCE. That was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
That sounds like a song like I've heard before. Like you know what I mean? It's got one of those things like it should be known.
Yeah.
It's going to be an earworm.
Sometimes I shoot from the hip and I just write about, random people or random, daily events. But sometimes I'll sit down and actually craft a song, and that's one of those times I actually sat down and wrote a song to write a song. So.
And that one works well for Grand Rapids since we are Beer City.
Yeah, man. I think there's a lot of dark beer flowing in the city.
So you've been back in Michigan for about 5 years now?
Yeah. Moved back about 5 years ago, and it's kind of a funny story. I had a great thing going in Nashville, and I couldn't continue it. I chose my family over my career, and kind of sold everything and moved back home. And some events transpired, which ended up leading us to living in a garage on a mattress. not doing well at all financially, and then ended up getting a job working in a little motel, oddly enough, which was a great job. I loved it. It was a little mom and pop shop, and I got to play guitar with people who were staying at the motel up by the fire and stuff. It was great. And then ended up getting into sales. It grew my business and opened up an art studio in Newaygo, Michigan. So.
Which is what you're doing now?
Yeah. I'm an artist. I'm a full-time artist.
Which is fantastic. Yeah. Don't you love to be able to say that?
I really do. It's a high honor for anybody to be able to say that they get to be creative for a living. It's an amazing thing, and I took it for granted for a very long time. I don't take it for granted. Moments like this, being here with you, making music, painting, whatever it is a real high honor to be able to do that for a living. So, well,
we're honored that you're here too.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Again, this is Gabe Schillman here on 88.1 FM WYCE. If you're just tuning in, it's our open mic segment, and I recognized his talent at Founders a couple weeks ago and invited him in to share his talents with you guys. So you said you were actually in Tennessee for a minute. How did that happen?
So I had a band here in Grand Rapids back in the late 90s. We signed a deal with Schoolhouse Records, and then they wanted us to, there was a management company in Nashville that wanted us to move down there, and I did, but I was the only one. And they wanted a band. So as soon as I got down there, they dropped us, and I was down there, a lonely island. I didn't know anybody, didn't have a job. Ended up getting a job, and everything worked out, but it wasn't the music career that I thought it was going to be. And Nashville was an amazing town, but there's so many talented people, it's very hard to stand out there. So I did it by, writing songs and going and playing open mics and things like that, and it ended up leading to writing songs for Lunacy Records. Used a few of my songs for TV commercials, background sounds, things like that. And then I ended up going out on the road with and playing for Pat Green, Gary Allen, REO Speedwagon, Styx.
Wow.
Just playing VIP shows backstage where nobody's listening to you. And then occasionally they'd throw me out on the main stage, with just me and a guitar, REO Speedwagon and Styx, and I was right in between them with a guitar.
That's interesting.
Entertaining a bunch of people. It was interesting.
But you do have a couple albums out there floating around somewhere in the universe.
Yeah, absolutely, somewhere. My old band was called Sparkster, and Sparkster was a ton of fun. We recorded an album at Studio 7 in Oklahoma City, which is this legendary studio, and it was a lot of fun. Dave Copenhaver was our engineer, and we recorded a really good album. It was all analog, which is kind of rare these days. Mm-hmm. And that album did fairly well. We had a song on the radio and used in some NASCAR promotions and things like that, and it got me out playing shows. And there's some really good songs on there. I'm proud of that album. Like any artist, though, you're really critical of it at first, and then you take a break from it and you come back and you know what, that wasn't that bad.
What's the title of the album?
It was just self-titled, Sparkster. I think it's on CD Baby and things like that still. But I'm working on kind of a whole new picture of me, though, and writing songs that are a little bit more relevant to where I'm at in my life now. I'm in my 30s, and I'm creeping up on 40. And, I'm starting to write a little bit more maturely than I did back then.
Yeah.
Although some of those songs are still really relevant to me. They're still really great. But other than that, I've got a few just acoustic albums that they're just floating around. I have no idea where they're at.
All right. Well, Gabe, what song do you have next for us?
I'm gonna play a little bit different. I'm going to change it up a little bit and get into one, a little bit more of a songwriter song. And what's it called? I don't even know. You guys can name it. How about that?
All right.
All right. So here we go. On time, she never stepped out of line. A smile on her face kept her house in shape, and dinner was served on time. A few too many on a girls' night out, no flame and merry meet. And who she was before is not forevermore. She lost her on his back seat. Life sure change quick, but it'll stay the same when you want it to change just a little bit. It always goes wrong when it's already at its worst, but you might find sometimes it feels good when it hurts. John was a soldier in the Iraq War. He was charged with guarding gates. While his brothers were asleep, John was shepherd, they were sheep. He was armed, ready and wait. A boy not 10, John shot him in the head when the boy came a little too close. Pushed the needle in deep just to get himself to sleep. Where he goes, no one knows. Life can sure change quick, but it'll stay the same when you want it to change just a little bit. It always goes wrong when it's already at its worst, but you might find sometimes it feels good when it hurts.
Lovely. So I got a couple of suggestions of the song title already.
All right.
Like a Poem.
All right.
Is one. And Good When It Hurts.
I love that. Like a poem, like a virgin. I think I can do that.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a poem.
I'll consider those for sure. No, they're beautiful, and I appreciate the suggestions. I tend to do that where I'm not. I don't know. I get lost in the song, and I forget that it needs a title, and then here I am writing the set list, and I'm like, man, I don't even think I ever named that song ever. So here we are.
Well, I'm glad we got to join in a little bit of that
crowd
with
participation.
You. Yes, crowd participation for sure. So are you going to keep coming to open mics now that you've gotten your toe dipped back into the waters?
Yeah, absolutely. My good friend Jason Joel Harris, who's a filmmaker, he works with Fuse Media Group up out of Nuevo County area. He's going to be shooting a little documentary about just that, just going to open mics and how the songs are relevant, some stories in between, and so yeah, I've been going. I think I met you at Founders, and that was a great night, and then Thornapple, Brewing, fantastic open mic, best in the city, really.
Thanks.
Yeah. But I've even gone and played like Quinn and Tootie's. I'm just kind of up for anything. Like I said, I'm trying to not take anything for granted. Every second counts. Every smile matters.
And we have a fantastic open mic community here, and they're very welcoming. So check out all those open mics, not just the one that you went to, and Founders. There's also a slew of them all over the place. I've got some I'll recommend to you after that. How's that?
Absolutely.
But there's a big calendar out there of all of them, and you cannot hit a day without an open mic somewhere in this city at this point. So it's great. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So what else do you got to play for us?
All right. I don't know. I'll try one. Jay wanted me to play this one. It's called "I Didn't Call Her." She is lonely, yeah. She is only a phone call away. She is waiting, anticipating, yeah, practicing what she'll say. She'll never know how far this could go, 'cause I didn't call her. She'll never know. She's on my mind and I want her so, but I didn't call her. She'll never know. The first date, bring her home late. I should go, no, please stay and hold each other close. And it ends with a long kiss. The world stops, it's just this. Wonder where love goes, 'cause I didn't call her. She'll never know. She is heartbroken 'cause we have not spoke, yeah. I'm not sure what I'd say. There's too much time gone, I did it all wrong. I should have called her that day. But she'll never know how far this could go. 'Cause I didn't call her, she'll never know that she's on my mind and I want her so. But I didn't call her, she'll never know. The first night she sleeps right on my arm till daylight, holding each other close. We wake up and we make love and the world stops, it's just us, and wonder where love goes. 'Cause I didn't call her, she'll never know. 'Cause I didn't call her, she'll never know. 'Cause I didn't call her, she'll never know.
I like that one.
There you go.
That's a great song.
Oh,
All
thank
your
you.
songs are pretty great, though. I can't lie.
I'm enjoying myself, so hopefully it's coming out in my music too.
Absolutely is. Absolutely. Thanks again for coming in studio today. It's
You're very,
really
very
fantastic. So I think we've got time for probably one more song.
Okay.
Are you going to be? Are you working on an EP at all right now? Are you recording anything?
Yeah. I've actually been in discussions with a couple different producers out of Nashville, oddly enough, that have reached out to me, and some of my old contacts are really now that I'm getting back into it, are really wanting to kind of help me out, which is really flattering, and I'm highly honored. We're looking at doing some raw recordings, just some raw EP, vocal, acoustic mic, maybe a little bit of, additionals, but just some real stripped down stuff that kind of focuses on my lyrics. And I don't really know where it's going to go. I'm just along for the ride, man. It's just a really cool thing.
Well,
so.
Cool. Well, clue us in as soon as you got some of that stuff ready, because we'd love to be able to share it with our listeners
you'll
again.
be the first person I call as soon as I've got something recorded.
Awesome.
I do have a Christmas song called "Merry Christmas from Newaygo." That got like over 30,000 combined views and stuff last year. And I'm really, really excited about that song, believe it or not. I wrote a Christmas song, and people love it. So.
I'm actually pretty excited about that. I love Michigan-themed Christmas songs,
All right.
so get it at me.
Well, you're going to love that one. And I do have that one recorded. I recorded it with my friend Tim Bankston at his studio up in Newaygo. And it'll start playing again here probably, at the end of August? That's when they start playing Christmas
typically.
music, so.
All right. Time for one more song from Gabe Schillman here for our open mic segment here on 88.1 FM WYCE.
All right. Pretty girls are like shots of whiskey. The first one is like, haha, you missed me. Second shot, you start to ask yourself, should I slow down? Third shot, you moved on from caution. Lost count and quitting's not an option. 2 kids later, you wake up and you're a health risk now. Save your sympathy, don't feel sorry for me. Pretty girls are gonna be the death of me. I can't dream a better end that I could meet. Pretty girls are gonna be the death of me. Pretty girls are like cigarettes, they're a taste you're soon not to forget, and their effect lingers long after they run out. Crave another when you've been drinking. The more you drink, the more that you start thinking, wouldn't it be nice to find a pack right now? Save your sympathy, don't feel sorry for me. Pretty girls are gonna be the death of me. I can't dream a better end that I could meet. Pretty girls are gonna be the death of me. Brown-eyed beauties, soft skin cuties, heartbreakers. Lovely ladies, beauty and brains mean, breath taker. Save your sympathy, don't feel sorry for me. Pretty girls are gonna be the death of me. I can't dream a better end that I could meet. Pretty girls are gonna be the death of me. Pretty girls are gonna be the death of me.
Woo!
Yeah, that's how we'll end it.
Thanks for joining us here in studio, Mr. Gabe Schillman. How do people find you if they'd like to get a hold of you?
You can find me on Facebook, the old man social media network. I'm also on Instagram. So Gabe Schillman, that's SCHILLMAN. Studio 37 is my studio up in Newaygo, Michigan, alongside Brushwork Studio with artist Stacy Kirk. But stop in up there. We've got live music going on. We've got Political Lizard going to be playing a show on the 31st of August. We've got some really cool things going on in Newaygo. You definitely want to keep your eye on that town.
It is a cool little town.
It is a very cool little town. But come see me up at Studio 37. But Studio37arts.com is the website for my studio. And I would love to connect with you. Anybody who's digging my music, please reach out to me because this means a lot to be able to do this. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Gabe Schillman, for coming in studio with us. And thank you to Hayes Griffin, our station manager, for running the sound for us today, and for Cassie for running the board for me. We're going to get back in the music with some new stuff from the Go Rounds.